All right, we're good.
Okay. I call to order the Perry Township Board of Trustees work session for November 24th at 7 p.m. Uh, Ms. Kaler, will you take roll?
Trustee Mears,
Yes.
Trustee Wen,
Yes.
Trustee Hartshorn.
Yes.
Okay. And since this is our work session and we have no topics to discuss, we've decided to have an open floor for residents to ask questions, propose topics of discussion, etc. So the floor is open if there's anybody that would like to speak or have an agenda or anything like that.
I don't think there's anyone here besides us. Oh,
There is someone else, but they're using a random Zoom ID. So
Okay. Oh, there's Marilyn.
yeah. So this was we talked in the past about doing town halls and whatnot. And figured since we didn't have any topics that were pressing, that this would be a good opportunity to open the platform and let the residents, ask anything or propose a discussion topic. So is there any comments from anyone?
I don't have the ability to see who's here, other than you. Four, yes. Is there anybody else on anywhere?
Yeah, Marilyn is on from the Brookville Star,
Okay,
and then there's another person that's just as a unregistered guest.
so we're just an observer.
Would seem that way.
Okay.
Well, I have a statement I'd like to make, and I can go ahead and make it.
Sure.
Because I'm assuming that whomever it is that this potentially could or should be addressed to is not participating, but will be watching the video afterwards. So I can do that if that's an option right now.
Sure.
Okay. I want to address the very big elephant in the tiny little room. When I decided to run for trustee last year, I knew that I'd be met with resistance, and I welcome that. Nothing worthwhile ever comes easy. Challenge is growth, and I have no problem with that. I did not run with the intention of discrediting anyone. I decided in 2013 that this is something I wanted to do, and I waited for the opportunity to present itself, and it did with a vacant seat. I did not win because I wanted to win. I won because I was elected by the citizens of our township. And I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. I'm not here to be popular. I'm here to be productive. I did not and will not run away in the face of adversity. I didn't run away when my BMW was vandalized with profanities written in Sharpie marker. I did not run away when my house was shot at, nor when all of the anonymous letters came to the township to either discredit me or suggest that Jason and I needed to wear bulletproof vests and watch our backs. All these actions accomplished was to lengthen an unnecessary paper trail that our wonderful police department has been so diligent about keeping. It's totally unnecessary, though. If someone has a problem with me, I have no problem with that. You have my blessing to post my records on Facebook anytime you want. You have my blessing to post my secrets on Facebook because I have none. You can send whatever anonymous letters you wish to my house or to the township, requests as you choose. You can even continue to anonymously call my husband's acquaintances to fabricate stories and lie about his history and credentials. Because if all of that is what makes you feel powerful, then more power to you. But whomever you are, You absolutely, under no circumstances, may ever use me again as a platform to berate and attack innocent children. I don't care who you are, where you come from, or the fact that you may or may not live in Brookville. The attacks against the Brookville Pee Wee football program, against their coaches and staff, the anonymous calls, and the threatening letters, especially those against the 6th grade Wee Devils, stop now. Choices were made, and unless you're directly involved, then you have no horse in that race. And to go chasing after a bunch of children because a trustee is participating in their event is ridiculous. You want to attack me, bring it. Leave the children alone. And that's where I'm going to leave that.
Here, here.
Yep, I appreciate that.
Me too.
It just, to me, I guess it seems odd that we have these meetings and no one attends. And we posted this, but then they're awful good about putting things on Facebook. They can't come to a meeting, and I know this is different, but this is the circumstance that we have, so if you have an issue, bring it forward. So,
Yeah, people are able to dial in. They don't need an internet connection.
no, exactly.
We
Yeah.
chose this platform because anybody who has a phone line should be able to dial in and participate regardless of age, technical acumen, or any other experience or knowledge. So that is frustrating. I know, much like Mindy, this first year's been interesting, challenging, but we've also accomplished a lot.
Yes.
And I gladly stand behind the work that all 3 trustees have done. And I'm proud of that. So, to me, I think it's important that we provide a platform like we talked about, every couple of months to let the residents speak. Let them speak on the record. Let them speak in a working session. Let us hear from them, because there is no, a high percentage of residents do not have Facebook accounts. They don't participate on Facebook. They don't do it. And I understand that, the website was a middle ground to try to get there. But all we can do is make the opportunities available for people to be heard, for people to speak their mind, and do so with everybody facing each other. This, at the most basic level, this is our
Right.
republic in action. And there's no need for sniping. There's no need for personal attacks. We're here to do the work. And I think the trustees have proven that time and time again. And all we ask is that there's a dialogue. If you have something to say it. Let us respond to it. Don't put it on a medium like Facebook that's one-sided, because we've already stated several times we're not going to respond. We're not going to get into the trenches and sling mud on Facebook. It's not going to happen. And to that extent, I'm looking forward to when we can actually get back together formally, safely, and have these meetings in person, and hoping that dynamic carries through.
And I guess what I want to say is I've made mistakes along the way, and I will continue to make mistakes. I'm not a politician or anything else. I'm just a normal person that thought I could run and thought I could make some changes in the township. That's why I did it. Have I made mistakes? Yeah. Will I continue to make mistakes? Yeah. I don't agree with all the lawsuits. I didn't agree with Bonnie's. I don't agree with Ron Price's. we make mistakes. If I can tell you how many trustee meetings that I've been to in other districts and all the mistakes they made, but they don't have lawsuits. To
Mhm.
me, it's just, I don't know.
Frivolous lawsuits at that.
Yes. Yeah. And, you know, I'll be the first to acknowledge that we make mistakes. And, you know, there's some issues and it's, to me, it's just silly, but I'm human. I'm going to make them all the way. I make them every day. So I'll be the first to say that.
And if I make a mistake, tell me, guide me.
Right.
I'm here to learn. This is my first year.
Right.
And the books to read are thick. And the fact that I did the leadership academy online this year also was difficult because you don't have that interaction to ask your professor the questions. You don't have that same, you know, like when I did my sunshine laws, I had somebody that I could just nitpick with constantly. Now I'm in a group of people and learning little bits in a weird online forum. You know, I look forward to the OTA conferences getting back so I can learn more in person from people and network, because that's where our knowledge comes from. We are a network.
Right. And I
Heather
know,
has been wonderfully supportive, but they can't teach you it all.
no. And I know in the past people have made comments about the sunshine law where we violated the sunshine law and this and that, you know, as thick as that book is and all the different codes and this, and if you don't say it right or this or that, that's an issue. So yeah.
And those are learning curves. Those
Yes.
are things that we need to know.
Right.
And, you know, it just so happens now anybody who tries to get a sunshine law book can't because the state is backlogged on them,
Right.
and because
Oh,
of
yeah.
COVID, done no printing.
Yes.
So there are people out there that are going to be floundering and going to be making mistakes.
Yep.
But regardless, you know, whether we are exemplary trustees, mediocre trustees, or poor trustees is not relevant to the attacks that have been made in our names. And whether Missy was part of the previous trustees or part of these trustees has nothing to do with Missy's ability to be our president and lead. And whether Jason is Democrat, Republican, left, right, orange, blue, purple, has nothing to do with his ability to make decisions to benefit the township and to critically think about what does and doesn't work. I don't claim to be perfect, but to use any one of the three of us, don't run, to use any one of the three of us to go to outside organizations or contact the health department because of how COVID's handled, or to go bonkers because somebody in the township had COVID. It just so happens that the last report that I heard, there were 19 positive cases of COVID in Perry Township because of HIPAA. And the fact that one of them ended up in the administrative office, well, it's bound to happen because it's a tiny township. So getting all up in arms about stuff like that does not help anybody succeed anywhere.
No.
I do see that a couple people joined us. If any of the residents that have joined in the last couple of minutes have any topics or questions they'd like to ask, the floor is yours. Feel free.
Jason, this is Brad Warble.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'd like to see more information on the police reports, if that's possible. even posting them on the police website possibly?
Yeah, I know the Chief Littleton has been working with their web developer to incorporate additional functionality and information. We'll check with him and see where they're at with that and if that's part of what they're doing.
One other question on the notification for various meetings is what we're doing now on our website, on the Perry Township website, of posting the meeting dates. Is that sufficient for sunshine law issues?
They're still being posted in the 3 obligatory places. They are still being posted on the door. They are still being emailed and posted on the webpage, and they are still being posted in the Star.
Okay, and I know there was a recent BZA issue with one day being late or early, I guess, whatever. Is that corrected now?
Karen, you want to jump in on that one?
Yes, that has been corrected.
Thank you.
I think the mix-up on the BZA meeting notification was that we all need to remember that Ms. Kaler has only been with us a very short time and was not trained completely in her position. She was just kind of thrown in. So there are going to be a few things like 10-day notices that, I might have assumed Jason told her. Jason may have thought Missy told her. Missy may have thought Jason told her. The reality is, before Kate left, Kate didn't tell her. So there are going to be things that are going to be need to be learned along the way. And it would be helpful to all of us, instead of doing writs of mandamus or any lawsuit things, to call and say, hey, by the way, did you know?
I agree with that. I'm there. If anybody has any questions, concerns, or whatever, call me. Let me know. And I guarantee you, I will correct whatever is not done right. And since the BZA meetings, I have put together a checklist. So hopefully there won't be any more errors in the BZA meetings. But I'm available. Call me, talk to me.
Yeah, that's been one of the things that we've been trying to establish in the township is formal processes, checklists, to make sure that not only are we abiding by policies, regulations, and laws, but that we have a level of redundancy within the township so that if something happens to any one of us, there's an ability to continue to have the township operate seamlessly. And it's an ongoing process. So, there's a lot of stuff that we're learning. There's a lot of stuff that has never been documented before. And to kind of sit there and cherry pick on those things when it wasn't something that was known, I get it. If you're looking for something to slam somebody on, you're going to find it. And all the trustees have said, we're not perfect. We're doing the best that we can for this township, and we're open to growing, learning, and evolving. So, a lot of this stuff that has happened once likely won't happen again because we're documenting things. We're building processes, and we're being diligent in making sure that we're doing everything that we need to be doing.
And to make an comment to that, Jason, it's been that way also. It wasn't perfect in the past either.
Right.
Can I make a comment, please? This is Pat Warble.
Yes.
I would just like to say that I really appreciate the great job y'all are doing. I feel like in these crazy COVID times, you are all still keeping us very well informed. I appreciate the website, and I just want to say a kudos to you guys, and keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Pat.
Anybody,
Not gonna lie, COVID's been a challenge.
anybody else have any other comments? Anybody else on that has a comment they'd like to?
I have been relatively quiet because I really didn't want to appear, in any way, I don't know what the word is, biased toward my wife. But I will say that I have watched, throughout her campaign and throughout the past year, some pretty nasty stuff go on within this nice little township that we all like to call home. And I think it just needs to end. Three of you have been elected to do a very difficult job, and I think you need to be left alone to do it. And I said that about the previous administration, and I'm going to say it about this one, and I'll say it about the next one. We have these elections in the United States for a reason. Our electoral process is the way it is for a reason. If you don't like what's going on, man up and run for office. Don't throw stones at those who are already in it. And I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Anybody else?
This is Brad Warp. I'd like to also commend you guys for doing a good job. You're working hard at it, and there is a learning curve for any new job, new position. The openness and transparency is very apparent, and has been very needed for a long time, and I really appreciate that. We've got our website going on now, and information is flowing. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, last call for anyone who would like to speak. Actually, just in case there's anybody on the phone that doesn't know how to unmute, I am going to ask all to unmute. You don't have to, but if you're having problems unmuting or anything else, this will give you an opportunity to do so with technological assistance.
I just want everybody to know that we're there. If you have any questions, concerns, or whatever, or you just, you got to give us a call. We don't know if you don't call us. And to put it on Facebook, you can put anything you want on Facebook, but I refuse. I will not respond to anything on Facebook. Now, if you call me and say, well, I heard so-and-so had COVID at the thing, I'm not going to tell you. It's HIPAA violation. I'm not going to go there. But if you want to know about, is this road getting done, or did they put a drain in or something like that? I'll answer that question. Or if there's something I can help with, but certain things I won't, but I refuse to do anything on Facebook. Not going to do it. So you got all our numbers. We're here, all of us. Just call. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I think it's important that, and we'll say this every meeting, the trustees will continue to say this. We're here representing you.
Yes.
Our ear is open to you. We want to hear from you. I will make the comment that, we put on these meetings and our participation isn't what it is when it's in person. I get that. But we're doing everything that we can to make sure that residents can reach out to us. It doesn't have to be in a meeting. Our emails are on the website. Our cell numbers have been published time and time again. Happy to do that again. If there's something that you need, it doesn't hurt to ask. If something's bugging you, something's on your mind, and if it's something that we can't talk about, we'll tell you we can't talk about it, because we actually have the prosecutor's office to help guide us through those issues to make sure that we're not doing the stuff that we're not supposed to be doing. Not talking about stuff we can't talk about, But if there's something that we can help with, some information we can provide or insight, we're here to do it. And we've all proven since we've been elected that that's what we're here to do. And all we can do is ask you to come talk to us.
And during these meetings, I do have my Facebook Messenger available 24/7, always on my phone. So if somebody wants something said but doesn't want to be the one to say it, feel free to message me and I'll say it for you. I have no filter. I have no shame. So if you want something said, don't worry about it. I'll get it heard for you. We are open to everybody in this township. I don't care who you are, what family you come from, or how many decades you've lived here. I am willing to listen. And by listening to most people who have been in this township for decades, I have learned more than any history book could ever tell me or teach me. So please speak to us, to know us. We're not the enemy. We're just citizens like everyone else.
Okay, Miss Kaler, do you have anything?
Just remind everybody that I am there at the township office Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 11 to 5. And on Thursday, Fridays, I'm there 9 to 3. Feel free to stop in, call me, talk to me. I'm there for you.
Okay, and also just to let everybody know that the offices will be closed on Thursday and on the administration office will be closed on Friday also. So we'll be back in session on Monday. Okay, if there's anything else, if not, we'll go ahead and anything else, anybody got?
I'd just like to wish y'all a happy and blessed Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Pat. I wanted
Thank
to do
you.
the same to
Yes.
everybody.
You too.
Yeah, everybody happy Thanksgiving. Try to enjoy whatever family you have, Zoom or however you're doing it. So I'm blessed. My son is here from Kansas, so I'm very blessed. That's why I was baking all day, Mindy.
Oh, I thought that was really on the porch for the rest of us. He's got Texas sheet cake.
Okay, if there's nothing else at this time, everybody happy Thanksgiving, and I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Ms. Kaler?
Trustee Wynn,
Yes.
trustee Mears,
Yes.
trustee Hartshorn.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Peace.